to somebody. It can be any form of love. It can be a love between a husband and wife, um, a girlfriend and a boyfriend, um, between your friends, between a lot of people. Love is a very, very general term, right? So, love is basically a state of mind which is peaceful state of mind. So how do we get into this relationship as such? Now, this relationship, entire the topic itself is a very, very vast topic, right? It's a very, very vast topic, and it's also a very personal topic, right? So basically, anybody who's in a relationship um, can get into this kind of a feeling where you feel that maybe, yes, this is the right relationship, maybe not, this is not the right relationship. Or, most of the times it is one sided. I'm just giving my love and I don't receive love. That's where the whole conflict starts, right? And you be with the person, and then you're not able to trust the person. So basically see in a relationship, and we generally say that a relationship is built on trust. So when we say that the relationship is built on trust, do we really trust this person when we are in a relationship? Yes, we do start off having this trust on this person, and then later, over a period of time, we feel that no, I feel that something is not right. I feel that I'm not able to trust this person. Somewhere or the other, we feel that we lose track with this person. We lose that love that generally fades away over a period of time. So, how do we find the right person for us in our lives? That's very important, isn't it? It starts from there. So, as a mutual give and take will only be a fruitful relationship in the future. So, how do you choose your partner who's a great dancer, who's a great artist, who's a great a professionalist or something like that? You can admire that, but you cannot fall in love for this person, right? So these kinds of skills is there with every person that you meet. Every person is talented, right? Somewhere or the other, few people exhibit it and few people don't exhibit that. So, but that doesn't mean that when you see an excellent dancer, you fall in love with them. Probably if you meet an excellent musician, you cannot fall in love with them, right? You can like them, you can admire them, you can feel like, wow, this person is amazing. But then you cannot fall in love with this person, because just think practically. You are not going to have this person with you all the time, singing and dancing and painting and performing for you. This person will have to get into practical life. This person will have to show anger, show emotions. She or he has to be happy. They will show emotions that is very common for a very common man, right? So I think somebody's audio is on. Vijay Lakshmi, if you can just turn off your audio, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Vijay Lakshmi, can you please turn off your audio?
38. 4, 5, 6.
Vijay Lakshmi, can you hear me? Alright, there's a disturbance there, guys. Just hang in for a minute.
Dear
Just
participants, kindly mute your audio, please. Okay, thank you. You can continue now.
Vijay Lakshmi, can you please turn off your audio? I'm sorry for that, guys. We'll just wait for a moment. All right. Okay. So based on this, you cannot choose your partner in life. The skill set is different, which is very admirable, of course, which is very, very inspiring. But then you cannot choose your partner based on these criteria. The other criteria that we have in life, generally in human nature, is to choose somebody who is beautiful, who is, to your eyes, beauty is in the beholder's eye, isn't it? So it's like You choose somebody who is very pretty, who's very handsome, who's very tall, who's very short, who's very fair, who's very dark. People have different tastes and different choices. So we choose somebody to live with based on their external appearances. But I'm somebody who is not for the external appearances as a person, because for me, I think um, the face is the index of the mind. You know, that's what they say, right? So whatever your mind is, that's how your face looks. So you don't have to necessarily feel that, you know, this person is extremely beautiful and I'm going to fall in love with this person. This person has to be extremely beautiful. You know, after that, you generally get into a boredom because this person is no longer beautiful for you. Even if it's going to be Miss Universe or Miss World or Miss whatever, this person is not going to be beautiful all the time, because it's about the mind. It's a reflection of the mind that you're going to start loving in this person. So what is more important is to fall in love for the qualities of the person. So how do I know the qualities of the person? You know, I don't believe in love at first sight at all. For some reason, I don't believe that, and I don't encourage people to have to fall in love at first sight. If you are falling in love, that is number one mistake. Number two mistake is falling in love. So number three is falling in love with the skills of the person, and falling in love looking at the external appearances of the person. So if you are today going through all these process and phases of life, then you should probably have a standby now and think over this, if you should really get into this relationship after a lot of research and then you get into it. Otherwise, you should be probably ending up in a mess later on. So yes, I'm reading something here. As India is the land of relationship, when they are lost or broken, many times influencers also broken himself or herself. How can such condition be resolved? Okay, yes. Now, culturally, yes, we don't have the you know, the format of falling in love. You know, in Western countries it's more defined. They date a person for a while. Dating does not lead to love, and love does not lead to marriage as well, right? So, but in India, we think that when we see a person, when we talk to a person itself, we talk to them on the love basis or the marriage basis. We say that, okay, I want to fall in love, I want to get married with you, I want to have children with you, and things like that. It's very important that you start dating somebody and see whether this person or you know, this person is suitable for us to spend the entire lifetime with them. You know, so how do I date this person? You know, that's another question. If you need to date a person, then you need to understand that it's more like a friend. You know, you take them out for a coffee, for a dinner, you take them off movies, and then you try to explore this person as what kind of quality is this person all about. It applies for both the genders. You know, it's very important that the boy and the girl, they get into a relationship, they find out whether this quality is likable by me or not. So you need to understand that um, once I like the qualities of the person, you at least know that this person is, you know, out of 10 qualities that I like in a person, this person has about 7 to 8 qualities, and I feel it's okay that I can discount on the other 3 qualities and then I can live my life. So there has to be a little bit of adjustment here and there in a relationship, but you cannot have the 100% of adjustment in life, because you're going to end of the day lose your entire life and have to sacrifice your entire life, surrender your entire life to the other person and start living. So Indian movies generally, you know, project things like this, where the woman sacrifices her entire life for the man, and the man sacrifices his entire life for the woman, just for the sake of marriage and having children. So that is not life. Marriage life is something that's a great blessing, and it's blissful, right? It's enjoyable. Only if you have a partner who is um, at least 7 to 8 marks in your, it gets about 7 to 8 marks in your quality list, okay? Now, let's say your partner has few habits which you don't like, and you're trying to tell your partner, see, listen, I don't like all these habits. So you got to quit all these habits, and then I will probably fall in love with you. Or only if you leave all these habits, I will, fall in love with you. That is not the way you live life. You cannot tell your partner or tell your spouses to quit something for you. All right. You got to absorb them the way they are. You can probably tell them that this is something that I would not prefer doing. This is something that I would not like. But you cannot go ask them, force them, or push them to a boundary where you got to stop this, you got to quit this if I have to live with you. Because all these things you should know before you get married to this particular person, or before you fall in a relationship, you start a relationship. You should be able to analyze all these things and then start being in this relationship. Now, this is how you get into a relationship, all right? Um, Pratibha Ranjan, I'm just going to read that also. Very interesting, thought-provoking. My question is unique in the sense that it deals with interpersonal relationship in work environment. Will it be correct to say we shouldn't cry over lost relationship in hostile, harsh, and unfriendly workplace, especially when you don't pull on well with your boss? Your career is at stake. Yes, Pratibha, at workplace, yes, you cannot cry over lost relationships. It is a unique case, of course, when you don't like your boss. How do you deal with it? Your career is at stake. Very true. I think human life has various options and various choices, and I think you shouldn't be sticking on a narrow bucket where this boss and this career is your life. There are different options in life. You should be um, bold enough to make the decision to move around different places. Now, with me as an example, I would say I am a psychologist, I'm a physiotherapist, I'm a voice and accent trainer, I'm a marketing and a PR head for a hotel industry. I write and I also do social media marketing. So um, there is no boss at all here. And if at all there is a boss that I have to meet or work with, my career wouldn't be at stake because I have other options to do in my life. We don't come from a period where we will work in an organization for 30 years, 35 years, because the world has changed and we will also have to change and run accordingly. So I would say that you need to develop interest in various other career options and also think of um, dominating by somebody shouldn't be pulling you down at workplace, because workplace is also very important to maintain your peace of mind, and that is directly proportional to your peace of what you carry when you come back home, and you reflect it to all the people at home. So I think that it has to be maintained in such a way that you develop career interests on various other things as well, not just focusing and focusing on one particular thing. And this is my career. Bosses, yes, of course, there are a lot of bosses training as well that I keep doing. In a lot of organizations, I keep telling them that a boss is a leader who develops great leaders and not followers, right? So it's very important that you should be at peace at your work, and if you feel that you're not at peace, I think you should make the decision of moving out to a different place, and never think that this is your life. All right, life has various options and various career options you can develop. Try exploring new things. All right. Um, Okay, any other questions? Just keep posting, and I will also keep continuing about this. And okay, now you've gotten into the relationship. I've told you about how to start off with the relationship, how to choose a person. I've told you about that. Now let's move on to this phase, the second phase of life, where you are in a relationship and you feel that this relationship is not working out right. Right? If it's working out correct, then working out all fine, then you wouldn't want a counselor like me. So the relationship is not working out right, and you feel that somewhere, you're stuck up with this person because you've lived with them for particular years, 3, 4 years, and you're not able to move out of this person because everybody in the family knows about it, your friends know about it, and you as a person do not want to make a decision of moving out from this person because that's becoming very depressive for you. So you really want to stick on to this person, and also you know that this relationship is toxic. All right. So in that case, what should I do? In that case, an intelligent person would try to move out of this relationship. If you have worked all the workable ways to talk to this person, make this person understand about how this relationship appropriate situation to grow. So you will be into parenting crisis as well, wherein you will not be able to take care of your children well because you and your spouse are not going to have a great compatibility, and then your children will also have to get into that phase of life. So please do not get into a relationship when you're not confident about this person, when you're not able to trust this person, when you're not able to move around with this person, and you whenever you're with this person, you feel very painful, very worried, very sad. This person makes you very sad and very depressive, very self-oriented people. Don't try to be there. Don't try to convince yourself. Don't try to cheat yourself and be in this relationship. If you feel that this person is not letting you to be the person you are, then it's time for you to pack up your bags and leave and live a separate life. You've got to find a new life, or you can stay alone, but never see, you cannot have poison. That's what they say. So, however thirsty you are, even if you have to die out of thirst, you will not consume. So, being in a wrong relationship is like that. Just because you cannot face the reality of um, just because you don't have the courage to cry over this person after he or she leaves you, try to consume poison, because that's going to end of the day make you a dead person. So most of the marriage relationships, they fail because they get into relationship which is very toxic, and they consume poison because they are thirsty. They try quitting this relationship, and then later they find that this is very depressive, I cannot live without this person, the memories keep haunting you, and then you feel like, okay, let me just give him a call, let me just give her a call, and then you again patch up with each other. Patching up is fine, as long as it's a very small issue. You've tried various methods of being with this person, all that is fine. But if you think that this person is definitely toxic, whenever you're with this person, there are only bad moments than the good moments that you shared. It's time for you to leave. Do not stay in a relationship which is making you cry, which is making you feel depressed, which is making you feel stressed, which is making you, which is giving you feelings of suicidal thoughts, which is making you a different person, making you to lose your identity. These are the relationships that you will have to close your eyes and walk out immediately. All right. So with that, we move to the second phase of being in a relationship. Now, there's also another question: when things at workplace are not going in a way they have to be, then you have to face strained relations both with superior and subordinate. This is an occupational hazard. How to maintain peace under such environment? Okay, now there are two questions that I just read with regard to workplace and how do you maintain relationships at workplace. Um, there's a focus on work that you need to see in a different dimension is what I feel. There was an employee who walked into the HR's office and said, I want to resign my job because I don't feel like working in this organization. Everybody in this organization is gossiping. Everybody in this organization is talking something or the other, which is very inappropriate. They're not friendly, they're not warm people, so I want to resign my job. This is what employee told the HR. The HR said, all right, I'm okay to receive your resignation letter, provided you take this glass of water and you walk around the entire office space and come back to me without the water spilling down. All right. So the HR said, take this glass of water. The glass of water was full. And then this employee took this water glass and then he walked around the entire office and he came back. Once he came back, the HR asked him, did you see everybody who spoke bad about you, who were gossiping about you? who are backbiting about you? Did you see all of them? And what did they talk today? So this employee said, I barely saw anybody today. I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't hear anybody today because my whole focus was on saving the glass of water. So there is somebody who is talking there. Nagraj, can you please mute your audio, please? Thank you. So the HR said, wow, that is something that I expected. When you are focused on your own life, when you are focused on your own things, the other things become blur. The other things become very inaudible to you. It's very important at workplace. You need to have these practices. You have to practice it. As a human being, you tend to hear a lot of things. You tend to see a lot of things at workplace. But if I'm at a workplace, I would generally mind my own business. I wouldn't talk about somebody. I wouldn't listen to somebody who is backbiting or gossiping about somebody else. I wouldn't encourage that as well. I would generally stop it when somebody is gossiping about somebody or backbiting about somebody. I would just stop it at the bud. I don't encourage people coming and talking to me about someone else, which is none of my business. All right. So if you are focused on your own profile, on your own job, in what your agenda is all about, then I think you will be at peace at work. The most important thing is there's something called verbal diarrhea that we all have. With at workplace also, with friends it's okay, but then when you have it at your work colleagues, then people start looking at you as a different person. So whatever you speak has to be sensible and has to be sensitive. So do not have this verbal diarrhea where you keep talking everything under the sky to somebody. Don't talk about your personal things to your colleagues at workplace. Don't trust people like that easily. That will give you a nice working environment. Friends are out of office. Friends are out of workspace. So don't mix people, colleagues and friends. Don't mix up your personal and your professional life. That will save a lot of time at work and that will make you a more efficient and a productive person at work. All right. Shri Verma has asked about, please suggest about second marriage to make happy. Um, well, the first marriage, if it failed because of any reason for that matter, I think you should take some time to slip into the second marriage. Life is very, very good to have another companion in your life. It's very important that you have a companion in your life. It is not good for a man to be alone, is what they say. So the reason for that is not just to have physical contact with somebody, but it's just to have a companionship, a friendship, a lifetime commitment towards somebody, and you've got to be accountable to somebody so that your life is streamlined. Okay, so being in a second marriage, you need to take some time and then find out this person who can completely, and then try to analyze why did it go wrong, why did I